Greetings duplicant and welcome to the breach. Today we're continuing on from our last guide where we managed to set up food, eating and sleeping quarters for our duplicants. Here you can see an overview of our base, everything we've dug out and all the resources we can see. This is called the starting biome, which is the nicest and friendliest area we'll come across in this asteroid. We can see lots of pockets of blue water, a lot more than we normally get on a map. And I highly recommend you consolidate that water into one or a maximum of 2 areas. Around the edge of the map you can also see another useful resource, and that is the green liquid, which is polluted water. To make our lives easy on, we don't want these 2 liquids to mix. Later on it's not a problem. But at the start, we just want to get one type of water in each of our containing areas. We're going to make our life as easy as possible by getting gravity to do the majority of the work. Well, I'm going to be doing many things at once, multitasking as they say. First thing I'm going to do is dig down and produce my central spine and then mark out each level. I'm going to keep researching different items, including power generation and piping and some new toilets. The present toilets are perfectly serviceable, but that's the problem. They need servicing, they need emptying every so often, so we want to get some proper lavatories instead of just outhouses. As building a water tank is quite a large project, I can see the lavatories being in the next episode. Just setting the priorities on the dupes, making sure the researcher researches, the diggers dig and the constructors construct. You'll notice as we expand, we're expanding quicker than our oxygen can keep up with us, and also because we're digging down, the carbon dioxide is also sinking, making it harder for our duplicants to breathe, which actually slows down the digging process because they have to gasp for air. Here you'll see the different temperatures of the biomes. The caustic biome is at 42 degrees Celsius. The swamp biome is around 32 and our initial starting biome is at 22. Temperature is not something we have to worry about just yet, but it's something that I have on my radar because I know it can be a problem later on. New dupe time, and I'm going to take one this time. Trivaldo looks like a really good pick, interested in tidying, decorating and doctoring. His negative trait of gastrophobia shouldn't be a problem because we'll pick up a cook soon. When you pick up a new dupe, they automatically come with one skill, so make sure you choose it straight away. I'm going to choose tidying just to improve my strength slightly, which will be the most useful thing straight out of the gate. We've finished the research on coal generators. We're now going to choose a new research block and we're going to get the advanced laboratory. Swap the 2 old small batteries for 1 large battery, which will make our duplicants' use of time more efficient. Geysers and vents have an audio marker and you can hear them before you can see them. As I hover over this caustic bio, I can hear the noises of a vent so that I know that there's something there and I need to explore it later on. So I appear to have dug out a large area without actually getting much work done on my water storage project. There is method to the madness. I've managed to increase my store of food, even if it's only muckroot. I've dug out a lot of copper and algae, so improving my stores of necessities. Now there's an oops, I forgot to set up my scheduling. So I'm going to add a lot of schedules to the rotor and spread my duplicates out over a fair number of these work routines. New duplicates will always be added to the first schedule, so it's always best to keep this clear to give you a bit of leeway if you forget to do this on a regular basis. Placing down the advanced laboratory, this allows us obviously to research more advanced tech, and it requires fresh clean water to use, whereas the normal laboratory just takes dirt. And this is why securing your clean water source at the start is important. And eventually here we are starting on our watered storage. It's taken about 8 minutes to get to this point, but sometimes you've got to do prep work before you can dive into a project. We now finally have all our 15 farm tiles planted with meal lice, so we can now support 3 duplicants. We have 4, but I'd rather have the extra time spent on digging and building instead of farming at the moment. We have enough reserves of food to be doing this. Water storage is the least complicated project you'll ever do in Oxygen Not Included, but also your duplicants are the least skilled, so it takes a very long time to do very little. Though all this digging and constructing helps the duplicants improve their attributes. None of these dupes are ideal. The farmer would be okay, but I don't plan on spending a long time farming. I want to move into husbandry eventually. Once we have a large storage area of water, we might need to pump it out there, so adding the pump and the plumbing at the start makes life easier later on. And here we have the first water actually added to our water storage. Excellent. I'm now going to force the water into the area that I want to contain it in. This takes a little time as I'm just building tiles, but it's quicker than actually using a pump in some circumstances. As my duplicants are in and out of water, they appear to have got hypothermia and are sneezing everywhere. It's nothing I can do at the early stage of the game. Later on they'll be in atmospheric suits and water won't bother them. But this early on it just slows them down a little, and they're not all that fast to start off with. Here I am about to pour more water into the storage tank. I'm also going to build some ladders up to access the water at the top of the map. That's the water storage completed, and that is our first permanent structure, because once I've built a water storage tank, I've never ever moved it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.